Many sorcery contested realm players are asking the question of how much will I pay for a Gothic booster box when Sorcery Contested Realm releases in December of this year? Well, what we know is that the MSRP is $166.66 for a booster box. If you're having trouble following with what I'm saying because of the cadence that I'm choosing, as well as the influctuations of my voice, this will lead us into our sponsorship for the video today. Vitamin D. Vitamin D is healthy for you. It's healthy for me. You should take vitamin D as a supplement so that you can focus and pay attention to the words that I'm saying in this video. Now, back to our content and discussion. So in terms of a booster box for 2025 Sorcery Contested Realm Gothic, is $166.66 what we'll pay for the booster box, and is that worth it? For $166, you could almost get this Dragonlord booster box. You almost have enough money to pay for it. You could also pay for $166 one night of content with your favorite OnlyFans content. Which is better, Sorcery Contested Realm Gothic or Dragonlord? I don't know. So this will lead us into our next sponsor and guest for the video today, Philosopher Cards. Philosopher Cards, 300K plus. Now, over to you, Steve. Whee! Guys, I had to on that one. I had to. It was a lot of fun. So this is going to be a quick video today, which means that it's going to probably be another half hour from here. But one thing I started to notice is in terms of like pricing that people are willing to pay for Gothic. And if you lasted in this long in this video and you've seen some of my other videos, you know my outlook on sorcery and how important it is for Gothic to do well. But one thing, I've been noticing is no one wants to pay $166.66. Think about it. Ask yourself the question. How hard are you reaching out to folks trying to find lower prices than $166? I've had many people be like, I'm not paying $1 over $110 a box. I know how much they're going to be at distro. I know how much it's going to cost. I know what they're selling for. I'm never paying $166. Well, that's good, but everybody's saying that. So there's a couple things I want to talk about with this today. The first is, why is everybody going there initially, right? Why is it when a new Pokemon Magic product comes out right now, everybody's like expecting it to be 3 times MSRP? And why is it with sorcery that we're expecting it to be way under MSRP? Well, the reason is because we are all living with the information that Arthurian legends provided to us. Arthurian legends explained and showed us what to expect from Eric's Curiosa. They said, guys, we're going to keep pumping out this product. It's going to sit at distribution forever. It's going to be available and the price could collapse. So everybody's expecting it for Gothic. But what happens if what happens if folks make changes? What happens if EC makes some changes? But undoubtedly, everybody feels the same thing. Everybody's like, we're not paying $166. What happens when distribution says, you know what, we're not going to place as big of an order that we did for Arthurian Legends for Gothic because we were sitting on Arthurian Legends for a long time. So, right off the bat, what does that tell you? It tells me, like in all product with distribution wants to take and unload the product when it comes in. They don't want to sit on it forever. They want to get it in and get it out the door. One and done type of a scenario, right? They don't want to pay for the space to store it. They don't want to have to worry about selling it. So distribution, I'm sure, shy of an email to myself, sure, that distribution is going to place a smaller order for Gothic than it did for Arthurian Legends. So, with everybody clawing to buy at the lowest possible prices, what we know happened with Arthurian Legends is out of the gate, Arthurian Legends went up. I remember I couldn't even go to a LGS near me that did carry sorcery and buy a box of Arthurian Legends for under 130. It wasn't possible. And it took some time for the product to really collapse from a pricing perspective and for folks to, you know, be okay with selling under map just to get rid of the product, right? In this instance with Gothic, I think what we're going to see is a total blowout from a sale perspective. Similarly, like we saw with our Dragonlord product, right? I think that what's going to happen is distribution's going to shrink their orders from Arthurian Legends, but growth did happen in the game between last year and this year. And honestly, I think Gothic's pump is a little more than Arthurian Legends with Dragonlord and the cons and everything that has been going on. So what this tells me is that out of the gate, we risk not being at 166. I see it as potentially we see a bunch of drops where people drop their product, maybe like the double eyes and the different mega sellers drop their product for 130, 140, let it blow out the week before or the week of launch. And then very quickly we start to see and we start to be in a world where the only place that's charging MSRP is Team Covenant. Everything else is above MSRP because distribution's out of stock and people are buying up the boxes. So I think in the short term, we could see a buying opportunity where, we could see prices dip into the 130s potentially. And out of that, it's off to the races. For the first month or two, we are going to be on the race to see how high this thing can hit. I think we could see $200 a box potentially. But remember, Gothic has to be available. Sorcery is not going to just print one wave, or I should say release one wave at launch, and when it's out, it's out. Oh, see you next year for the next product. No. We know, based on beta, based on Arthurian Legends, and now based on Dragonlord, that they expect the product to be available, and they expect folks to be able to order the product online and go into different cornerstone stores and buy the product. So because of that, we're going to start to see either a stabilizing in price or a dip again in price after the first couple months. It all depends on how hard they turn those faucets on. But one thing I can tell you guys is whatever I am personally allocated from distribution, and I don't know what that number is yet. I haven't spoken to distribution on the matter. I only have heard rumors. But what I can tell you is I'm not selling my boxes at 110, 120. It ain't going to happen. Because worst case scenario, even if box prices do dip, there'll be a heavy demand for the singles. Folks building their collections, building their decks, getting their play sets. And right out of the gate, there's going to be a ton of value in cracking the singles and selling those. So in no way do I believe this product will tank into the 110s and 120s. I just don't think it will happen. Distribution won't have the same amount as Arthurian Legends. And Arthurian Legends didn't crash at first. We have Team Covenant that's going to have stock available. But at that time, when distribution runs out and your LGSs run out, you only have a couple options at that point to buy from. And we could enter a scenario where one potential individual in the Georgia area buys up pallets and pallets and pallets from regions that are under demand and oversupplied and begins to sell boxes at MSRP, which is what we saw happen during the beta wave reprints. But in no way do I see Gothic crashing to $110, $120, especially not within the first 3 months. If they turn the faucets on and flood the market after 3 months, maybe. So I wanted to share this video with you all today, have a little bit of fun with it too. Doing my different nods to different folks. So I had some fun. And I just wanted to share with you my thoughts and opinions when it comes to Gothic and the prices of the boxes. I think if you can buy some boxes in the 130s and 140s, I think that's going to be a pretty good deal. I think, you know, you should expect to pay around MSRP. Do I think MSRP is fair for this product? I don't have any thoughts on fair. That's not, it is what it is. Fair is determined based on the scarcity and supply and demand. Fair isn't determined on anything outside of that. So thanks again, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had some fun. Here today we have my wall of curios up here. You can't see them all. There's, how many is up here? There's 36 in this cabinet, different curios. Alpha's on bottom. We have some Arthurian Legends hitters, wyverns here. You can't really see it. Unseelie. We have the beta set above there. And eventually with Gothic, we got my boy Boars here. We've got Sir Gawain by Les Edwards. We've got Kairos down here. You can't see it up there, but there's a Mengus sketch. So there's a bunch of unique things. I have a big stack of Dragonlord on this side, right next to my vitamin D. And yeah. Thanks again, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We will talk to you later.
Digital age we're living in, treasures hidden in the packs we win, pictures on cardboard thin, fighting scalpers till the end. Holograms that shine so bright, sample packs just drop from sight. In the shuffle I can't win, every pack is cursed with sin. I'm trying to preserve history, in these cards contain my prophet destiny. I refuse to let them win, the time for scalpers now must end. I'm trying to preserve history, in these cards contain my prophet destiny. I refuse to let them win, the time for scalpers now must end. I'm trying to preserve history, in these cards contain my prophet destiny. I refuse to let them win, the time for scalpers